Hi, my name is John Iveson, the Grow Smart Coach. And today is May 12, 2020, and I am 12 days into my recovery path from the COVID-19 crisis. It took me a while maybe to reach that and declare that, but I had a coach's mastermind call on May 1st in the morning, and later that afternoon I was so energized by the information shared, the energy of our group, and the resources and ideas that we were sharing to be on recovery that I recorded a video for myself to align my conscious and subconscious mind to be on the recovery path. And I've had a lot of great things happen over the last 12 days. And so as I'm moving forward on my recovery path, I want to make sure I share resources with you that can help you be on that recovery path. And so I want to share this webinar that comes from Shannon Sesko. She's one of our mastermind partners and been immensely positive in that process. And she's been very gracious in sharing stuff and encouraging us based on her experience over the last 20, 25 years, launching companies and going through crisis periods and successfully selling them. And now she has two companies that she runs now in this crisis period, the coaching organization I'm a part of, 3 Head Coaches, as well as Metronome Growth Systems, a tool to help with that process. So take a few minutes to review this webinar, a portion of this webinar she put on a couple weeks ago. It was valuable in getting me on the recovery path and helping guide other clients of mine as well as prospects of mine to be on the recovery path. So declare your recovery path today and use the information in this clip to help you. At the end of the clip, you will get access to Shannon's website where you can download and access the full webinar, which I highly encourage you to do, and use this as a resource to push you forward on your recovery path.
Okay, good. Next step. What's the next step? And this might sound ridiculous, but we're going to look at our market map. And the market map is a way for us to look externally into the market. And what a lot of my clients have, and they're already done, they have a market map. And so they're going to evolve it. They're going to look at it. They're actually identifying what has changed since all this has started. What is different? What companies might not be with us anymore? How we're doing business. And it's a great discussion and view. If you don't have one of these, it's not a big deal. You can see I drew this with Post-it notes. I drew it like so simply because it's there to have the discussion around what has evolved in our marketplace from where we started all of this, 5 weeks ago. And for some companies, it was a lot longer because they were doing business internationally. So we're looking out to the market. We want to have a discussion around that. We want to know what is changing and what we think is changing and what might change next. This is a key discussion, and a picture like this just helps us, again, focus in and allows us to do it in a way that's efficient. And again, if you're looking at this and you're like, Shannon, I don't even have one of those. Well, I know you have probably a napkin and you can flip it over and you can draw it out. This is, again, nothing fancy. We're trying to get our heads around really what's happening in the marketplace, and we need to do that. If we go to the step C, which is key trends and brutal facts, it follows on to that last picture. So if you have that picture or not, no big deal. And this is just a brainstorm of the key trends and brutal facts. And I've done this a lot with all my clients. I use a tool called, because all our meetings are virtual, I use a tool called mural.co. And the one that you're going to look at is a generic example that I pulled out of one of my clients and just sort of brought up so you can have a quick look. And this is just a brainstorm. And every one of my clients, we've just had a discussion around what are the trends we see in the market now? What do we think, right? What are the facts, right, that we know, and try and get a hold of those. And one of the things I've asked every client, and I think more out there, are these questions. And I just want to know where their heads are. And I've been asking these for 5 weeks now. So how long do you think the country will be locked down? So, and everyone's giving me all kinds of, what month will it come back? And we are seeing different answers, and every week the answers are changing, and that's okay, because we know what's happening out there, is evolving our thinking, right? When do we get back to the new normal? And a lot of people go, what's the new normal? And I say, I'm not really sure. but I have a couple of ideas as well as you do. And so let's talk about that. And when do you think, that's sort of going to just be just the way it is for now? Right. And you can see there some thoughts, and I just sort of put some of the months in that I've heard over time. And I've heard, a lot of different timing on this from different countries, different states, provinces. It depends where you are in the world, what the timing is. And then the last one is, how long do you think it will take for the economy to recover? I encourage you to write down your own answers to that. I encourage you to actually have that discussion with your team. It's really important that you can level set on that, because now we know what we're planning for. Now we know the timing we're planning for. And I can tell you the question, the last one, how long do you think it will take for the economy to recover? That's been a very interesting question to ask. You can see I popped in some of the answers I've seen. Probably the earliest I've seen is Q1 2021, which when we asked, I've had several people answer that way, and they sort of chuckle and they say that's what we hope for. But we can't go with hope. We have to go for what we believe brutally might be the case. And I'm conservative when we plan this out. And then you can see one there says December 2021. I've seen that date over and over and over again. And as lately, I've seen into Q1 2022. So it's what we think, and there's no right or wrong answer. You know that. And we know there are factors, and we needed to talk about the factors that could adjust that timing sooner or later. But at least as a team, we have to get a handle on that. From there, we then have a big discussion around the brutal facts, the key trends of the marketplace. And it's nothing more than just getting it all out. Let's talk about all of it and spend time doing this. It's really important to understand how your market is responding to this, what you need to do in order to deliver on this, and what and how you might actually have to adjust things and adjust your thinking. And some of the things you thought were a slam dunk are no longer. And some things, in some companies I've done this with, they're at 140% of plan right now for the year, and they're just hanging on. And so they have to adjust some things of what they thought they might get some other things done. They're just trying to execute. They're on the essential side of this, and they have to deliver what they do without growing out anything else.